Hello, in this video we are going to see the function of direct proportionality. This is a very simple type of function. So to see if a function like this table that you have here on the screen is a function of direct proportionality, we need to form a proportion with the two variables. I mean that we have to write each value of y over each value of x and see if the ratios, this is a ratio, if the ratios are equal. So the first pair of numbers for the y and x are 0.5 over 0.5 over 1. This is the first ratio. This ratio has to be equal to the second ratio, 1 over 2. And this should be equal to the third ratio, 1.5 over 3 equals 2 over 4. So to see if these ratios are equal, if this is a proportion, this is a direct, because this, we are writing a direct, this is a, let me write this here, this is a direct proportion. So to see this, we need to divide the numerator by the denominator. So if we divide 0.5 by 1, we get 0.5. 1 over 2 is 0.5, and the same for 1.5 by 3, divided by 3, and 2 over 4, 0.5. Well, as we get the same number all the time, we can say that this function is a function of direct proportionality because we get the same number all the time. And this is equal to 0.5. If we get a different number, for example, suppose that we don't get 0.5 and we get 0.4. In this case, we cannot call this function a function of direct proportionality. In this case, this is a different type of function, but not a function of direct proportionality. Well, so we have said that this function is a function of direct proportionality because we get the same number when we divide each ratio. Well, this is a fraction also, okay? But in a fraction, we don't write decimal numbers. In a ratio, we can write decimal numbers. For that reason, we say that these are ratios because we are writing also decimal numbers. So as we get the same number, we can say that this is a function of direct proportionality, and this number is called constant of direct proportionality. And we usually call this number as the letter K. And this is the constant of proportionality. Well, we have here, or you can see a table with two variables with numbers, but we can write this function, as a formula. So we are going to see also the formula. So the formula has this form, is y equals the constant of direct proportionality times the x. For this example, for this function, the formula is y equals 0.5 times x. Remember that in a formula for a function, you need to write two letters, two variables. One is the x and the other one is the y. We can substitute the y for different letters. Or you can see this letter as f of x. This is the y also, and it means that this is a function equals 0.5 times x. So there are two types, or there are two ways, sorry, of writing a formula with the letter y or with the letters f and in brackets x. The f means function. Of course, we can represent this function. So we can make a coordinate axis and represent the coordinates. So I'm going to make this quickly. So in the table, you have the decimal numbers. So I'm going to make the numbers. This is the 1, this is the 2, 3, and 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the y-axis, the horizontal line is the x-axis. So we have only positive numbers in this case. So the first point is the 1 0.5. The 1 comma, 0.5. So 1 for the x and 0.5, sorry, here. Okay, the following point is the 2 1, the 2 for the x and 1 for the y. The following one is the 3 1.5. So 1.5 more or less, and 3 for the x. And finally the 4 2. The 4 2. Okay. In this function, you can join the points with a straight line. So I'm going to make the straight line, and this line need to cross the 0 0, the origin. Okay, more or less. It's not perfect, I know. So I'm going to make this point here. Okay, I'm going to make the points bigger. Yes, more or less. So this line has to intersect the 0 0, because the 0 0, this point, the 0 0, is also a point of this function. If you substitute in this formula, if the x is 0, you multiply 0.5 times 0, the y is 0. Okay? So the 0 0 is always a point. You can continue the line. As you can see, we can continue the line to the left down, and we can continue the line up. Okay? So this line can continue all the time. That's everything. So if you have any question, you can ask me later on. So bye bye.